Good morning, everyone. My name is Elena Riley, and I'm here with a breaking update this morning on the Charlie Kirk assassination. Thank you very much for joining me. Let's head over on that update.
All of you have worked so hard to get Donald Trump
so
back in
the
White
suspect
House.
in the Charlie Kirk assassination has been captured, is what President Donald Trump said early this morning in his announcement on Fox News there. But our new update this morning is that the suspect in custody in connection with Kirk's killing is a 22-year-old from Utah, is what a law enforcement official told the Associated Press early this morning, just into our newsroom. This came in. And authorities have identified the suspect as Tyler Robinson, said the official. He's not authorized to discuss the ongoing investigation or anything else on this matter. But that is our breaking update that we have for you this morning.
This is the best performing swing state with a 5.5-point victory. We have all 50 states represented, and it did come from China. All of you have worked so hard to get Donald Trump back in the White House.
Now to more breaking news locally here on our website. There was a cutting downtown. One person is in the hospital after this cutting. Omaha police officers were on the scene this morning of this incident near 17th and Nicholas Streets. This was just after 4 a.m. In police dispatch, we spoke with them. They confirmed the status of this victim with us shortly after 4:30 a.m. this morning. So we're hoping on an update there on that. Next up is that today there will be an interim hearing over the proposed ICE detention facility at the work ethic camp in McCook, Nebraska. And Nebraska Senator Terrell McKinney made the announcement last Tuesday, saying the hearing for LR 148 will take place at 9 a.m. here in just a couple minutes today at the Nebraska State Capitol. And this hearing is to discuss any potential building code issues that may come up when switching this facility to a detention center. And Nebraska law states that all criminal detention facilities must conform to certain minimum standards of construction, maintenance, and operations. And today's hearing will be held at the Nebraska Legislature Urban Affairs Committee, held by that committee, followed by a study to examine any issues within their jurisdiction. And we found out yesterday that Governor Jim Pillen's administration will not be participating in this study. In a letter to McKinney, Director of Governor's Policy Research Office, Kenny Zoeller, argues the committee lacks the authority to examine these potential issues. Next up is that today, Mayor John Ewing Jr. will release an updated timeline on the Crossroads development project here in Omaha. First Alert 6 has seen little work since the city held a groundbreaking ceremony for the new space back in June. And Gamescape was announced as the main tenant the month prior. It's set to include a movie theater, bowling alley, and arcade. You just saw it there a little bit ago. Demolition at the old Crossroads Mall near 72nd and Dodge Streets began back in 2020. And since then, there has been very little visible changes to the development site, though developers said the project would be done last year. And a primary developer took over the project last December, promising that activity would start again at the site this spring. And City Councilman Pete Festerson and representatives from Woodbury Corporation and MCL Construction are expected to join the mayor there for a 3 p.m. news conference today. So we will have that updated timeline for you. Next up, the man charged in the shooting death of 17-year-old Messiah Hawley in Omaha in 2023 was sentenced in court yesterday. Tyrese Coleman, he's now 19, was only 38 days shy of his 18th birthday when prosecutors say he shot and killed Hawley, and he was sentenced to 80 years to life yesterday. But because Coleman was 17 at the time of the killing, he could not be sentenced to mandatory life sentence. He is expected to serve about 62 years. And on July 28th, he was found guilty of first-degree murder, use of a gun to commit a felony, and possessing a firearm despite being prohibited from doing so. Officers found Hawley suffering from multiple gunshot wounds near 18th and Spencer Streets on November 8th, 2023. And then officers began life-saving measures. Hawley was taken to Nebraska Medicine, where he then died. The man charged in relation
accused
to
of
area crashes
criminal
late last year
mischief
was also sentenced in court.
and
Spencer Rodemaker, he's 23.
On this particular date, December 8th, defendant placed a large metal object in the road that a vehicle struck in Douglas County, Nebraska.
Okay, what's his pretrial score?
The defendant admitted and watched multiple.
Culbertson. 4 charges. Mr. Culbertson, in count 1, you're accused of flight to avoid arrest for willful reckless driving, March 16th, receiving stolen property, and possession of a controlled substance, THC. Those 3 are punishable by up to 2 years in prison. And then count 2 is possession with intent to deliver methamphetamine in a quantity of at least 28 grams, but less than 140 grams. And the penalty for that offense is at least 5 years, but not more than 50 years. And can you afford a lawyer?
No, ma'am.
And do you want to schedule a preliminary hearing?
My last headline this morning is that Governor Jim Pillen announced yesterday he has approved the adoption of the emergency regulations for medical cannabis here in Nebraska. And the regulations were submitted Monday by the Nebraska Medical Cannabis Commission following an emergency meeting. And Pillen said he was not satisfied with the regulations they developed last week. And last Tuesday, the group approved 4 growers for 12 dispensaries where one would purchase medical marijuana with a doctor's note. Douglas County would have 1 dispensary, Sarpy and Cass counties would share 1, and the rest would be spread out across the state. You see that right here. In a letter, Pillen said he wanted the commission to put a limit on how many plants these growers could grow. And commissioners decided that each cultivator in Nebraska, which is limited to 4, will be allowed to have about 12,050 flowering plants there. And commission members say they have until October 1st to have the entire medical cannabis system in Nebraska up and running. Alrighty, that is all I have for you this morning. Thank you very much for joining me here at the Alert Center, and everyone have a good start to your day. Thank you.